What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Real Fan Sports. My name is Zach, and I'm here with my partner, as always, Nonpfixion. What's good with you, brother?
Man, I'm chilling. What you got for us today? What you got?
I got something that's been asked of us to do a lot, especially last year after we watched our first ever Bathurst 1000, as we're going into our second year of Bathurst 1000 for 2024, and that is to check out the GREAT. People say that he is the best to have done it, all this good stuff. Y'all let us know in the comments if that's true, but we're going to watch, is this Peter Brock's greatest Bathurst victory?
Okay.
All right, let's do
Greatest victory. Interesting.
His greatest one. Little old school. And so this is when they were still, it was Holden and Ford, I believe.
Oh, so you're holding Ford, I believe,
Ford?
The originals.
There will be no first lap accident in this last Bathurst for the Marlboro Holden dealer team. Brock, running here, is aloof from the threat of mishaps.
It's like such a different time. You got the Marlboro advertising on the cars. Yeah.
His first lap is the beginning of a brutal race-long domination by one man and his team. Even on this first lap, Brock is determined to show that 10 years on the mountain have taught him to know it better than anyone. Behind Brock, the field, with the Morris Breville car at its head, can do little but let him go. It is as if there were no other cars on the track. A stunning, virtuoso performance.
I love the design of old school cars.
Same. It gives such a different feel to it, man. And then especially see him like souped up and built for racing. You know, like the cars they put out now, I mean, they look like everyday cars that just have stickers on them. You know what I mean? Like, we know the engines are a little bit different in the insides and stuff, but
failed. As Brock and his team know only too well, the Hardy Ferodo 1000 is full of uncertainty. The pressure is worrying and always present. This is the way it was in 1969.
Wow.
This is the way it will be in this race. No one is immune to the threat of failure. It can strike at anyone, pursued or pursuer. And it is not long before the ferocious pace of the tearaway Brock and his Holden begins to tell on some of his major opposition.
He's just flying. He's just flying, dude. Like he's gone.
He hit that straightaway and pulled away like crazy. You can see it. You can his tail.
I love how at the beginning of the commentators, like, you know, he said, you know, my 10 years of experience, I'm going to show that I still own this track. This is still my track. How many times has he won? How many Bathurst victories does he have? Let us know in the comments.
That's a good question.
Dick, you got yourself in all sorts of bother. What happened?
All sorts of butter?
The tyre went flat. Well, it just went down instantly, and the car just went straight in the fence.
No control.
As soon as it hit down when you were coming into the dipper, it just went straight ahead.
Well, a few laps before that, you were in trouble at the bottom of the circuit. What happened there?
The brakes were still too cold.
That's
I wasn't in any bother. I probably could have made it around the corner, but I think it's safer to go around that way than take a risk in sort of hitting the fence over there.
It's crazy how just like simple things like that, like, you know, tears down the racers, you know, where it's, you know, the brakes not being warmed up properly. So, because that had been something that he didn't do properly leading up to the race, or their engineers didn't set up properly, you know, tires going flat and different things like that. It's such a mechanical advantage as well. Like, you got to have a good chief engineer to make sure everything is set and ready to race.
Yeah, I mean, very true. Sometimes there are just freak accidents, though. You know, like how you said when he came around the corner, he kind of hit, which I'm assuming he might have hit and like popped his axle, and that's just a freak accident. You know, it's like, and it don't mean it's like it's old or rusted. It could happen to a new car. It's just how he came around the corner, how he compacted with the air, how he hit the ground, how he bounced off of it. It could be anything. So it's just a random accident too sometimes.
Very true. My boy's rolling. He's just out for a stroll. So what is all this stuff tracking? Do you know?
I've never seen this version like version of the game back then, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
I was learning my damn self.
Right, me too. In the comments, let us know what are they tracking. I mean, are they I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to like guess at something, but I feel like I'm gonna guess and sound more stupid than what I would say if I just asked. So
I was trying to figure out if he was part of the team, or was he like somebody that's official that's doing just some numbers on the track as far as like
hey.
laps, or who's in the front and who's like. So I was trying to figure out if he's part of the team or he's part of the official side of the race.
Yeah, that could be it too.
As Brock continues to draw away from the pack, which includes his teammate John Harvey,
Is he about to lap?
cruelly and savagely, the next to fall
Oh
is
no, that's
Bond.
the teammate.
Colin, what happened?
I think it's the gearbox and top gear.
The top gear.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can hear him a little bit clearer. It's a little loud. Hold up. Let's see.
As Brock continues to draw away from the pack, which includes his teammate John Harvey, cruelly and savagely, the next to fall is Bond.
Colin, what happened?
Oh, the next to fall.
Gearbox and top gear.
The top gear. You're going to try and repair the car.
Oh, I just put another gearbox on it and get going.
He'll be out again today.
Oh, that's tough. Junior cool. He's trying to evaluate what
The
went wrong, I
challenge
guess.
will be heavy before this race is run. It is soon apparent to the IBM computer experts and track timekeepers that they are recording the
Oh, they're
relentless
timekeepers.
widening of a leading margin that, if unchecked, will ultimately be the largest in the history of the event.
Oh, wow.
Another one. They're dropping like 5.
Yeah. She typed it away. Goddamn.
He's hyper.
I feel like I just never thought about that side of racing and stuff, especially like, in today's time, it's probably a lot simpler because electronics and stuff is so much more advanced and everything. But like back then, like how, man, like you had to manually input everything that's going on. It wasn't just digitally tracked and then, reassured, through whatever type of processing that they use.
Like you say, you had the guy who was taking the numbers and you handed it off to a woman who was typing up the numbers, putting in the full list, and somebody probably double checking, making sure she types it right the first time. If not, they got to go back and do it again. Like it's probably so many different checkpoints.
All while he's getting lined up. It's like a nonstop, like in a restaurant, like just coming in, bringing in orders.
Stuff,
yeah, for sure. I do like this compilation showing some of that background stuff, though.
To it all. And as his team readies for his first stop, there is no time for compassion. Simply and bluntly, fewer cars mean fewer challenges to his intended victory. This is the way it always is for any driver.
Yeah, I mean, very, very, facts. I mean, you can't worry about your teammate that just went down. Like, it's you in the road. I mean, I know there's some strategy with lining up with your teammates and stuff like that. But, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you're out? All right, damn. Well, get my tires changed, fill up my gas tank, and let me get back on.
I mean, if anything, it's you versus the other racers, of course, you versus the track, but also you versus your own teammate because you want to win. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true. I'm not gonna lie, the Marlboro car looks so sick, by the way. Just because it actually kind of looks like a bag of like, don't smoke.
Marlboro teammate John Harvey has fought through the field to consolidate in second.
Saying it as I've hit the
Although
vape like 10
Brock is far
times,
enough
but we're
ahead
gonna talk
to be
about
safe
that.
from immediate threat, the security of a buffer to any opposing team is of vital
they
help.
switched
Brock
off
learns
now.
that the opposition appears content to let the Marlboro car go. Morris and the Breville car, the expected threat, is drifting back down the field. Moffat, the traditional rival, is conserving his car. Brock now has no doubts that barring the unexpected and unforeseen, the race is his. As his co-driver Richards goes out, the speed of the stop and the size of the lead combine for the first time in the history of the race to prevent the early leader losing his first place when he stops.
Interesting.
Harvey comes in to hand over to co-driver Ron Harrop. In many ways, his drive has been equally impressive. Unlike Brock, he's seen few clear stretches of track, having started from 11th position on the grid. Harvey, too, is an old hand, a real fighter. His race is to end in bitter disappointment, but no one knows that yet.
Oh, God. I wonder what they mean by that. And bitter disappointment. Yeah. Interesting.
A real fighter. His race is to end in bitter disappointment, but no one knows that yet. Half distance, and the pressure intensifies. Morris, the second fastest qualifier, is now running into trouble. Other people, too, are suffering various setbacks. There are so many things that can go wrong.
It seems like we watched, obviously we watched last year's race, and it feels like forever ago now, a whole year.
Yeah.
But, I'm assuming it's more common that you have, mechanical issues or, different things like that, like in the past, and less common now. Like, does some of that, weigh into, I know a lot of people don't like when I use the word luck, but, a little bit of luck that goes into it, too? Or is it just understanding your vehicle and knowing what you can push out of it, and at what times in the race you should try and push a little bit harder? If you go too much early on, and then you might be in a top position, but then you have some type of mechanical issue or whatever, well, then it's all for nothing.
It's probably a mixture of all of that, to be honest with you, because when we locked in our last video, if you guys watched it, go back to our last video, the guy ended up losing the race because he didn't go for the last gas run. He forgoed the gas, ended up losing because he didn't have enough to push
low on fuel.
So, it's probably a little bit of everything. Just knowing your car, knowing how it functions, knowing how it flows. I know it sounds stupid, but being one with the car,
oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And what makes it more interesting from what we've been told is that they don't talk to their crew while they're racing and stuff like that. So a lot of it's on them. It's not like how it is in NASCAR or other GT races and stuff like that. Yeah. Where it's all right, look, you should be here on fuel. How's your fuel? Okay, you need to come in on this run here, whatever. They time it out that way. They have to know. They have to be in full control.
Yeah.
The Hardy Ferodo 1000 never fails to exact a vicious toll, and the steadily developing smokescreen from the Breville car spells disaster for Morris. For Morris, a tough and skilled competitor, the moment is a bitter one. He has lost so much time that the lead Marlboro car soon puts him another lap down.
Man.
But Morris, like Brock and all the other drivers, started this race knowing the spectre of disaster is always close at hand.
Very true.
I guess what is a situation where if you accept the fact that something's going to go wrong, and you just drive your drive. You know what I'm saying? I know something's going to happen, but I'm going to drive my drive. I'm not going to let the fear of a mistake stop me from winning this damn race.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense too. Yeah.
I think we've done an oil seal at the gearbox. Only a minor thing, but gearboxes don't go too far without oil.
Interesting. Yeah, he says only a minor thing, but I mean it's enough to pull you back on the poles. The positions. I think he said there was something wrong with his oil.
Makes another stop.
Yeah, I did have to say oil.
He's aware of Morris's retirement. He hopes the same will happen to Richard. And as Moffat goes out, Bryce comes in. Still in with a chance, but unable to keep up with the blistering pace set by the leader. A pace taking the Marlboro car further away with each lap.
He's just stretching it out. Gone! It looks like it's one of the placement races right now. He's so far ahead of everybody.
But as winds and light rain sweep the track, the front-running Holden increases its lead even further.
Shootout.
That was raining.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people told us the last time. They're like, you haven't seen real Bathurst till you've seen rain pouring down and all kind of craziness, because that's when the challenge really starts.
As if to remind the Marlborough pit that no race is ended until the flag drops, the second team car of Harvey and Harrop goes missing.
Oh no.
The smooth efficiency of the operation is momentarily disturbed. It's a worrying moment. The immediate concern is to find out what has happened.
How did he get so far off the track?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And like, just to add, it's like, you know, that's another mental battle that you take as well as drivers. Like, whether it's your teammate, it probably affects you, maybe could affect you a little bit more, because it's like, oh, that's my teammate, someone I've practiced with, worked with, knowing that they're out of the race. You may not sure what happened. You just know it's a crash, and you know, and then if it's just someone random, like, that can kind of, you know, make you shake in your boots a little bit, and you have to stay focused. You got to stay calm throughout it.
Yeah, staying calm is probably the number one key.
That's what's happened to Ron.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Ron.
Is he back in the pit yet?
Yeah, he's back in the pit. I've just been speaking to him. He's okay.
Yeah, good to see he's good.
A little bit.
Where did it happen?
On the Castrol curve, the right-hander going up the hill. Plus, to add to that, as you got a little bit wide, the road was a little bit wet on the outside. The car just moved the wall.
Oh, it's just the moisture on the ground from the rain.
Went over the hump up the back straight there, brake to the corner. There was just nothing at all, and just went into the fence, probably about 80 mile an hour, I'd say.
The survivors all move up.
Just a casual 80-mile-per-hour crash. Just casual. Like it's nothing.
For most, with the lead Marlborough car now well beyond reach, it is now a case of lasting the distance. Brock is now back out on the track. His co-driver, Richards, has done his job well, having maintained the Marlborough car's first place.
You had no dramas or anything?
No, none of my fears. Running like a champ.
So what do you think it is now? Just a case of coasting to the line, do you think?
Well, it looks like it's just a case of continuing to keep up a steady pace, and if we make it to the finish, great.
Just a case of going win. Simple.
Yeah.
We've
I
had
wonder
no
how-
issues. Cars pushing.
The Breville
I
car.
wonder how many laps where it was just a race for second, like, because he was so far
It
ahead.
feels that way.
It was just a race for second now.
It feels that way. And like,
Yeah.
so I guess that kind of leads to the question that is the title of the video. As you know, we still got a couple minutes left, but is this Peter Brock's greatest Bathurst victory? Like, or was it something where it might have been his greatest as far as time goes? But there were so many issues with the cars that are normally close on his tail, that are normally in second, third, his fierce competitors, that they had problems that kind of takes a little bit of that away from the win, I guess. Like, does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if that's fact, because they were trying to catch up to him. So
Right.
they were trying to push their cars to the limit, and they just couldn't do it. Their cars and their teams couldn't stay up to date with it. So
Yeah.
they fell to the wayside, you know.
Yeah.
So it still can, you know, especially for them that won the race, it still means a lot, you know. It's
Absolutely.
probably his best win, especially if he won it, but this was like his greatest feat of doing it because he was so far ahead,
Yeah,
you know.
very true.
Richard ventured out again after repairs, is finally back in the pits for good.
Well, I guess it just isn't our year, but I think we've just broken a rocker on the engine.
Norris car.
It could be fixed, but you know, at this stage of the race, we're really nowhere, so we'll have to put it away, I think.
This race is one Morris will quickly forget. But if it's any consolation, this race has many victims.
Jeez. Just
Bryce,
Shit
back
show,
in the
I guess.
car after his co-driver's stint, finds that the car is damaged and not handling well.
Yeah, he just
The Moffat car,
It was like a
running nowhere for
transmission
so long, prepares to sweep past Bryce into second place. The Marlborough Holden dealer team members watch the drama. Better that it happens to someone else. Bryce, so confident of a major placing,
so crazy, just like the little things. Like, even as someone who doesn't watch a whole bunch of racing, is just kind of starting to get into it, just showing like how they're filling up the gas tank up now. It's
Yeah.
like they have that big ass metal container to put gas in. It's not just like a simple pump and just run it in there. It almost like that. I wonder if that makes like long term like racing fans just to be like, it was so much better back in my day. Because like it's just
definitely appreciation for it. Because I know NASCAR, they still have. I don't know as far as this one because I don't watch a lot of in NASCAR. They still have the cans. They still have the big cans. They might not be as big as those, but they still have the cans.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see when they break down in this. I know it's different track, different race, but to see them break down, pull the tires off, switch them off, and see how fast they can go. That's just such a interesting thing
and
to
especially
see,
like with the invention of like they have I think it's basically an airbag that goes underneath the car that lifts it up
Oh, that lifts it up,
and deflates it. Like it's just so things like that.
Will
Is
end
so
the Hardy
cool, man.
Perodo well down the field. And as the Moffat car moves up, the quietly running Jansen and Perkins inherit third place, not far behind. Grice resumes, now well out of contention. The end is now in sight. Moffat watches his car make its final stop, wondering whether a last-minute sensation will cut down Brock.
You are poised if anything does happen to the leader.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a big if, and
Brock is just
cruising around like he's out having very hard to nail it back.
But it has happened before. It's happened to you.
If he started to go on to 7.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like they're like, oh, you think you got a chance? He goes, man, he's just out there having a day. It's like it's gotta be such a like defeating thing. And the announcer's like trying to get a storyline. He's kind of like he's like, but it has happened before. And he goes, oh well, yeah, it has. He's like, but he's just out there racing right now. Like,
it's like, when there's a domino effect of things happening, you kind of see what the writing on the wall is. It's like this is his race to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I try to have some false hope to make my ego feel better. I respect that too, though.
There will be a sensation.
Because you'll never say like, I hope something bad happens to him. Like, how poor sport is that? Right.
This last stop is vital for the leading Marlboro Holden dealer team car. There is still time for fate to play an unexpected hand. Brock knows this only too well. This last stop, for just enough fuel to get him to the finish, will take an agonizingly long time, when in reality, it is only seconds.
Yeah, that last stop has to feel like a million.
Finally, when the last stop is finished, it's a relief to get back on the track. Things do go wrong. Look at Alan Moffat. He was worrying about whether I'd last, and yet he was the one to fall. He nursed that car all weekend, got it within 20 laps of the flag, and it finally exploded in a cloud of smoke.
It's a crushing blow to Moffat. Jansen swoops to gather the second place, which has been an unlucky position for other teams. But he will hold it to the end. A cruel moment for any driver. Watching someone else speeding to victory, knowing that your best hasn't been good enough.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Moffat leaves the pits, seemingly calm, but only he really knows how disappointed he is. The failure
He's not going to show any emotion until he gets to that, either to one of the rooms or to the carrier truck. Then he's going to show some emotion where nobody can see how pissed off he is.
I don't know, man. I kind of look at my man's stature right now as he walked over that board. He looked pretty angry to me. He looked pretty angry to me.
Is the final confirmation that Brock
tapping
will
the toe.
win this race and win it well.
Shit. God, that might be the like craziest angle of that downslope that we've seen like on a video so far. Because everybody tells us like, you don't understand until you've been there. Hopefully one day we'll be able to make our way out there. But that angle right there, where was it at exactly? So,
right after.
Yeah. That looked petrifying. And now I understand why people were saying like, even driving it at normal speed limit is pretty freaking scary. Like, I mean, I've driven some crazy inclines, especially when I was out in Tennessee, like driving up and down the mountains and stuff like that. And I was in a Impala, front wheel drive Impala. I thought I was going to die trying to climb up this one slope. Hell no. Hell no. I'm good, fam. Look at that turn and it goes right back the other way. Nah, son.
So all he's got to do is keep the car on the track.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, simple as that.
Think that what you try to do is beat the car on the track. Yes.
Good strategy. Good strategy. Good strategy. Last lap. Bring it home.
And even then, you can't even like feel 100% good because you still gotta. I gotta finish the race now.
Right, but yeah, and you've seen all the incidents happening. Like an accident or anything it could happen in the first lap,
Yeah.
the 100th lap, or the 161st. It don't matter. You know, it can happen anytime. So you're still like, all right, just
nears its end.
hold tight, baby. Hold
Yeah.
tight.
The Hardy Ferodo 1000 has passed at record pace.
Wow.
Brock and his team have watched the opposition falter and fail. The win is a crushing one. To reinforce the superiority and mark the end of a decade of competition by the Holden dealer team, Brock slashes the track record on his last lap. It
Wow.
is an incredible exhibition of a driver's
Set the
skill.
track record in the last lap.
team's prowess.
While having the
It's
lead like
car
that, just be like, nah, I'm that dude. I don't care. I'm setting the record. I might be up. I'm not taking it easy. Oh, he's flying, dude. He looks smooth as butter out there, man. Just cruising. Boom, boom, boom. He's locked in. About to do some lap.
The 10 years come to an end. This race, this enormous achievement for Brock and the Marlboro Holden dealer team says it all. When everything was added up, they were the best.
Hell
Simple
yeah.
as that.
Hell yeah. It's gotta feel good to be the best at something, right? Yeah. That's gotta be a feeling that's just like, wow. Love that ending.
The winner of this year's Hardy Ferodo, and now he has 4 victories in Australia's greatest race, Peter Brock. Thank you very much, Peter.
Man, what boy sipping on? He got some tea in there? What's going on?
Absolute dream run for us. The word go, the car was really on the ball, and we drove it fast all day. We didn't have to slow down for any reason, and it was a matter of, I think, just outrunning the field, really. Once I got the lead and I drew away in the early laps, and I was doing it very easily, and I thought to myself, I think we're going to have a very easy run here today. But I couldn't understand why we were really that much quicker than the opposition early on. The car finished off very, very well.
What a cocky SOB. He was so cool and casual until he said that one. He goes, I don't know why we were just so much quicker than everybody else earlier on. Let's do it.
Why we were really that much quicker than
I don't know if it's being cocky though.
It's a slight, though. It's a slight.
It's more so like, I don't really know what happened. We just have to be better today. I don't know.
It's a car which is absolutely capable of taking 1,000 kilometres in its stride very easily.
Yeah. And that's the one accomplishment, especially like, you know, or at least from like my point of view, I guess, coming from, you know, it being a little bit older. It's just the fact that you take one car, push it to its limits for 6 hours, you know, roughly 6 hours, 161 laps, you know, and just no falters. You know, that's unbelievable, you know, engineering and all that stuff, man. What a race, man. Peter Brock's the first time we've been able to check him out. A lot of people told us we need to check out some more of his. If y'all have any videos for Peter Brock of whether it's his fastest times or maybe y'all have a race that y'all think is better than this one, go ahead, send it down below. In our description of our video is a link to request for RFS, and you can send us links down there below, and that way we know what videos y'all want to see next. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Make sure y'all go ahead and tune in. Bathurst 2024 will be live here. Hopefully we'll have a couple special guests that will be joining us. I'm ready to have a good time, ready to put down a couple beers. What's your closing thoughts, Nan?
Man, just thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you. Love you. Hope to see you on Saturday. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.
Cheers.